Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Living a Beautiful Life with me, the amazing lady Jessica Julex. Happy Easter to you all, family. I hope you're all enjoying the celebration. How are you enjoying yours? Did you travel? Of course, I did travel and I'm having a very good time. I am home, taking a lot of rest, hooking up with my friends, have a lot of parties to attend. And I've not told you there is something I'm gonna do this Easter. There is this project I am gonna work on this Easter. I'm going to tell you about it later. So keep having a good celebration. This side where I've come from, this Easter period is a period of wedding cards, wedding rings, wedding bells, wedding shivers, everything wedding this Easter period. And from Easter Monday, Easter Tuesday, Easter Wednesday, Thursday till Saturday are all seen as Easter. They are all seen as Sundays and day of celebration. I have a lot of parties, a lot of weddings. I can't even attend to all of them. So I got talking with a friend of mine on this wedding thing, and she told me that her husband to be doesn't like a flamboyant wedding. He doesn't want a flamboyant wedding. This is a girl who has always dreamt about a flamboyant wedding. Like all her life, she has been planning her wedding. She likes wedding a lot, attends a lot of friends' wedding, and confesses of how wonderful she wants her wedding to be. And now her husband to be says he doesn't like flamboyant weddings, but he doesn't even like too much party. If everything should be done his way, they will just have to go to the church, tell a priest to wed them, and they will go. So their words were just apart. So this girl was sharing with me, what will I do, Jessica, if I were in her shoes? And I got thinking. The very first thing I asked her was, does he have the money to sponsor a flamboyant wedding? She said yes. People that do weddings do not have two heads. Flamboyant is still in your own level because people have their own different levels and they have fun. They have a very good time on their wedding day. So it depends on what you have. Like having an ashwebi for a wedding, your husband doesn't have to provide for everything. If he doesn't have money to buy clothes for them, sometimes if you have friends who can pay money and participate in the ashwebi, things like that are done. So she was just trying to tell me, not like the husband has all the money, he doesn't just want this flamboyant wedding, and she is crazy about that. So the case was so serious that she was contemplating getting married with the man or not. And then I asked, is there another thing you don't like about this guy? Do you have any other problem with this guy? She said no, he is a wonderful man. Just for that wedding, he doesn't want to do the way she wants. And the very first thing I said was, I don't think wedding, flamboyant or not, should have effects on your right partner. If it's really the one for you, every other thing can be put in order, including the wedding. So that really got me putting myself in her shoes as she has told me. So I started thinking about it. Everybody, okay, let me say every lady wants a flamboyant wedding, including myself. Everybody wants that. In fact, even the men, most men these days go out of their ways to have a very decent wedding. Flamboyant or not is still in your own level because we all operate in our own different levels. But I believe that most times the weddings are for ladies. That is why sometimes, even if there are some disagreements between the girl's family and the man, people advise him to just do it for the sake of the wedding because the wedding is mostly for the girl and her family. So if you are a man listening, I just urge you to do your very best to make your wife happy on her day, on that wedding day. It's her day and she ought to be happy. Not like you're going to go out of it, but let her just see that you've done everything possible for her to be happy. Don't go broke either doing that because she will complain if you spend all the money and you don't have money to run the family when she comes in. So still putting myself in my friend's shoes, I was trying to make her understand that wedding just can't help being merry. As long as you get a good DJ, get a good MC, as long as it pays for a hall and it's well designed, wedding is already happening. Okay, before he knows it, he will start dancing even more than you do. The most important thing here is for both of you to just come out a little from what you want and a little from what he doesn't want. You know, you like coming out from yourself to dance to his tunes, of not being a party type, and he coming out of himself to just do some things just for the sake of you. And I think that is the bone of contention here, because it's not that the guy doesn't have the money. If the case is that he doesn't have the money to sponsor a flamboyant wedding, then we start talking about how to focus on some things, how to do away with a lot of things, ignore some things, and then focus on the little things that you want to do and to do it well. You want to invite like 100 people, you make sure that you just have enough food for them, the souvenir, the good environment for them to stay. So I was just telling my friend, if you can pay for a very good hall and it's well designed, you have your cake, you have your dress, the one that you like, dance off your head, you're already having fun on your wedding day. But now, generally, for me and every other person out there, what is this flamboyant wedding? When I got home, I got thinking, what is this flamboyant wedding? What is the effect of a wedding on a marriage? Does how flamboyant a wedding is affect a marriage? Like, I think I've read some things because we are all going on that journey. I've tried to read a couple of books on the marriage thing, how to make it work, how to do this and that, be a good wife, and all of that. I've not really seen a place where they advised us to have very good wedding or even talk about the wedding itself at all. So trying to find out if a wedding has effect on a marriage, I started thinking about what are the importance of a flamboyant wedding? What are the things that you need to consider to make your wedding flamboyant? If you have a flamboyant wedding, how really does it impact on your marriage? And I started thinking about the happiness, having a good scene, having a good DJ, good makeup artist, a quality camera, covering the whole event. Actually, I just can't help not being happy on my wedding day. Everybody wants to be happy. I wish to have a fun of my life that day. So I know that simply going through those pictures will bring back good memories and keep me happy. So what else could be the importance of a flamboyant wedding? Your parents will know that you're married to a very rich guy. Your people will know that you're married to a very rich guy. Your siblings will brag about you. The villagers will know that somebody has arrived. People will talk about it. Okay, and even if you have a wedding that people go home complaining, no much gifts, no much food, this and that, wine is sour, this and that, how long are they going to talk about it? I just thought that this whole thing is just for a day. A wedding is just a day God blesses your union. You call people to witness in order to usher you into the marriage, which is the main thing. And I got to think this whole thing, no matter how much you make it, it's just going to be for a day. You have the whole kind of makeup on your face. It's not going to last after 24 hours. In fact, before the 24 hours, you're already washing it out to leave your face. The shoots, the pictures and everything, it's just gonna end in a day. The memories, the talk, the highlights could keep lingering, but not really for so long. So I felt I wasn't wrong telling my friend that it's not worth thinking twice if the husband to be is a nice person. Any man out there can host a wedding for you, a very big, elaborate wedding. Any man can do that, but not every man can keep you happy in a marriage. So I feel that if you have the most important thing, that one should be like added advantage. If it comes, fine, I'll flex it very well. If we do not have that, life got to go on. We could make some money more. We could throw parties as much as we want. Another thing I thought about was that I've been to a lot of weddings. Like, you can trust that I've been to a whole lot of weddings. I've been to a whole lot of weddings and I've seen cases where people do a very elaborate wedding and you still see people complain. So it got me thinking that you just can't please everybody. No matter how elaborate or flamboyant your wedding is, people will complain. Everybody won't just get satisfied. So what's the whole effort of trying that you must please everybody? And the truth is, no one has ever had this wedding and we say this is the highest. Tomorrow you will still see things coming up. Next tomorrow you will see new concepts, new designs, new things coming up to make weddings more expensive. And I've tried to think about those people who have the most flamboyant weddings, like celebrities, and you find out that it doesn't really have effect on the real marriage itself. One guy was talking about the celebrity marriage and he said that most times they are so focused on making people to see that they did a very elaborate wedding and they forget the effort and it takes the effort of themselves. They are just doing these things to please people, to tell people that they really got what it takes, but the main essence of the marriage, they do not even work at all on it, and that is why most times the marriages do not work. So I feel that having a flamboyant wedding is really very good if you like, but if it doesn't come your way, it's not a reason for you to start questioning your marriage. It doesn't really have effect on the marriage. Having a good marriage is a whole different scene entirely, which requires effort and hard work in order to maintain it. So while we work towards this wedding, the flamboyant things and all of that, we also have to work on the main aspect of marriage. We don't prepare for the marriage when we are already in it. This one we have to read a lot of books, hear from a lot of people, hear experiences, inquire about how things are done in order to do us very well. I've read a lot of books on that. I'm still reading, I'm still learning on it, but I've not seen a place where they talked about effects of wedding on marriage. So if you have seen, if you think wedding has effect on marriage, please tell me on the comment section. If you think what I told my friend was true, or you have another thing to tell my friend, share all of them on the comment section. If you like the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to get notified each time I make new videos. My name is Jessica Julex, the amazing lady. Until I come your way on the next episode, stay beautiful and stay classy.